What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with a wide-awake Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Ninja, just catch up on sleep. My baby's finally sleeping a little bit, so things are good over here. And more importantly, baseball here, Ninja. With people
more importantly than your kid. Wow.
Well, for everybody listening, nobody cares about my child. They want to know about baseball. And Ninja,
She's going to be listening to this years from now.
I'm keeping her off the internet for a while anyway, so we'll be all right. But Ninja, we're halfway through the season. We're approaching the All-Star break. And on the latest episode of Baseball Dojo, available now wherever you get your podcast, you and Michael Fisher, Codify, broke down your top 10 starting pitchers so far this season. And I wanted to give the audience a little preview here, Ninja. So, Ninja, let's go through it. Who are your top 10?
Well, this is more than a preview. This is a list. But if you want to hear our discussion of it in really good detail,
there it is. Definitely
tune in. I'm going to go from 1 to 10 because honestly, when I got down to the bottom, that was the tough part to me. At number 1, Tarik Skubal. The man is just an ace. At number 2, you got Chris Sale. The Condor flies again. At number 3, Corbin Burns. Number 4, Garrett Crochet. Number 5, Zach Wheeler. Number 6, Paul Skeens. And you can argue in the comments whether he's too high or low on this list. I can make a case either way. So 6 sounds about right to me. At number 7, Seth Lugo. At number 8, Logan Gilbert. Number 9, the incredible Tanner Houck. And number 10, this is where I ran into problems. We ended up going with Cole Reagans. But, honestly, I can see Reynaldo Lopez here or higher. If you look at his actual stats this year, our hang-up is on expected stats, and is he going to keep doing this? Expected stats say no, but we'll see. He's been great. Also, Ranger Suarez, Max Fried, Logan Webb. You can have a bunch of guys in this number 10 spot. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with this list, but also make sure you listen to Baseball Dojo because we do discuss this in painful detail. Now onto my whip around the league. I'm going to start with good old Leatherface Chris Paddock, who had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this curveball, slider, and changeup, and for some reason pointed at this ground ball double for no apparent reason. I'm not sure what he was doing here.
Sometimes you just got to look like you're in control, and that gives you the confidence.
It was almost like he was pointing to an infielder like it was a fly ball, like, hey, it's yours. But he points at the ground ball, and it goes in the gap, and it's a double.
Whatever you got to do, man.
Anyway, the Twins ended up beating the White Sox 8-5. The White Sox went with Chris the Snake Flexen, who had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this fastball to knees, this changeup, and curveball. Mitch Keller had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He K'd the side in the first with these fastballs and sweepers, and more importantly, tied the StatCast record here with 3 wows after each of these Ks.
Wow. Oh, man, he does.
Wow.
He also painted with these fastballs, and I also love this. Before the game, you might remember this debacle with Sawinski and the Ripper just totally screwing him. Well, they met up in center field. No idea what they're saying, but I'm sure the Ripper is apologizing or threatening to kill him next time.
Yeah, the Ripper was thinking about murdering him this whole conversation.
Keller faced Christian Scott, and the Pirates ended up cannonballing the Mets 8-2. Scott had 3 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs and had a couple of nasty sweepers. Got pulled from this game after getting the first 2 outs in the 6th inning, and then all hell broke loose. Miles Michaelis had 3 Ks in 6 1/3 scoreless innings. He painted with this fastball and had this front door 2-seamer. He faced Mitchell Parker, who had 6 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run, and the slider for a sword, and picked up a White Castle special. Also had this nasty splitter. The Cardinals ended up beating the Nats 6-0. The Braves chopped the D-backs 5-4. Bryce Elder had 1 K in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs and had this slider. He faced Yilber Diaz, who was outstanding yesterday in his major league debut. He had 5 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run. It is 98-mile-an-hour heater, these nasty sliders. And this is a cool story because he was actually discovered selling candy and cleaning windshields in the street to make money to fund his baseball career. That's how he was discovered after leaving Venezuela. Got to root for this guy, right?
Yeah, that's outrageous.
And it shows you that, hey, next time somebody cleans your windshield, they may end up being the next MLB ace.
Yeah, always carry a ball and glove around and just test everybody out.
In a pitcher's duel, the Tigers ended up beating the Guardians 1-0. Gavin Williams had 5 Ks and 5 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up 4 hits. This cutter and hammer curveballs, and I thought he looked solid. He faced Keider Montero, who had 4 Ks and 6 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits. And his elevated fastball and sliders. And here's an overlay of his elevated fastball and curveball that I thought was pretty nasty. The Rangers beat the Angels 9-4. John Gray had 2 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this slider. He faced Davis Daniel, who had 3 Ks and 3 2/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. He had this changeup, but the big pitch of the game was this super sinker. Check this out. I love Lowe basically saying, I'm going to golf this thing 450 dead central. You should have let him do it.
You know, I wanted an interference call here for real because he wanted to hit this ball and I wanted to hit this ball. If you're in this position, you're facing major league pitching. It's probably a 50-50 chance you putting this ball in play somewhere. Yeah, I think he should have got interference, and it looked like he wanted to. He wasn't faking it. He wanted to hit this ball.
Vlad Sr. would have gone yard with this, and Javi Baez would have K'd on it. Ryan Feltner had 6 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run. He had these sinkers and changeups. He faced Andrew Abbott, who had the pitching performance of the day yesterday with 8 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits as the Reds blanked the Rockies 6-0. Abbott had these sweepers, heaters, and here's an overlay of his fastball and slider, and you can see why that pairing is so filthy.
And Ninja, that game actually brought us our dong of the day, and it's from Rhys Hines. And you might be asking yourself, who is Rhys Hines? And that's because this was his major league debut, and he launched a Scud missile 449 feet, which, you know, it had to feel. This guy's story is awesome. I mean, he's not a particularly high up prospect. He's been in the minors 5 years, gets called up. First major league hit of his career. He hustles for this double. And then next time up, he hits this absolute bomb. And you love to see it. Just hustling his ass off. Family's there. Good for Rhys Hines. Hope he stays up.
So one thing, if this is your only game in MLB, do you consider your major league career a success because you had this moment, like your family's there? Like, how many times do you tell your friends in bars and all that stuff? I think your career is a success.
No, exactly. I mean, it wasn't a cheapie. He hits an absolute bomb. And also his OPS is 2.667. So if this is his only game, he might be the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah, I mean, retire. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Carson Fulmer had this wicked changeup. Sam Henches had this slider for a sword. Joe Jimenez had this heater in a huge situation to get the K. Justin Martinez had this nasty splitter. David Robertson had this filthy hammer. And Nick Sandlin had this splitter for a sword. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, Gavin Williams and his hammers. At number 4, Keider Montero for his fastball and curveball overlay. At number 3, Andrew Abbott for just having the pitching performance of the day yesterday. At number 2, the Candy Man, Yilber Diaz with these sliders. And at number 1, we have Davis Daniel and his super sinker. This thing, total filth, and I'm sticking with it. And now my pitching ninja moment of zen. Here's Jose Miranda trying to get back to second base. Slid a little bit short. I don't think that slide has the distance. It's more like swimming back to second base here. So I paired him up with this sea lion on a beach, virtually identical. My picks of the day today, I'm going to take Logan Gilbert for 5 Ks or more, and take Ben Lively for 4 Ks or more, and top it off with Nick Lodolo for 7 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?